Hi, this is Stephanie Hansen with the Makers of Minnesota. And if you're like many of the entrepreneurs that I talk to, social media gives you a pit in your stomach. It's a chore. You don't like it. It's hard to figure out what you're going to post about. I'm telling you, I love it. I love it and I'm good at it, and I will help you be good at it too. If you need help with your social media strategy or you just want someone to do it for you, I am your gal. I am taking on some new clients for 2021, and really we need to get prepared because all of a sudden business is going to start humming along again, and I would love to help you have new followers and new pairs of eyes on your accounts so that you are ready to take the world by storm. I can do press releases, I can help you have a public relations strategy, or I can just simply help you do social media to get it off your plate so you are not dreading it every day. Feel free to reach out to me at shansen, Hansen, shansenmarketing@gmail.com, and let me know how I can help you up your social media game in 2021. Hello and welcome to the Makers of Minnesota, where we talk to cool people doing cool things, and occasionally we get to catch up with one of our original podcasts. And today I'm talking with Tom and Jenny Smude, and they have Smude Oils and sunflower products, and they also make the world's most delicious popcorn that you make in the microwave that I was telling them I single-handedly feel like I launched their business because I told every single person I know about it. And you guys I just want to talk with you again. You reached out because you've got a new Cajun oil, which I've used quite a bit. And so I have some feedback for you on it. I loved it. And you are also doing co-packing for some of our maker friends. So Tom, I think back to the time we originally spoke, and it was at least 2 years ago. And I remembered looking at you, and you seemed like super successful, and you had like broken out and you were doing all the sunflower oils, and you had a baking oil too, and you had launched into popcorn. And at the end of the day, you kind of looked at me and you were like, yeah, I hope this all works because I'm putting my family on the line here because all of this stuff costs equipment and money. And you were trying to find the right packaging for your popcorn. And I thought, wow, it's so funny what you kind of see on the outside versus what's happening on a small business on the inside.
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
So
100%.
I'm glad to talk to you.
Yeah, it's not easy, but the biggest thing is just all the research to put into all this stuff to bring a package to the market. You know, like even AURI helps us a lot with nutritional facts. So there is some help out there too for other small companies when they start. Don't give up hope, I guess, is the biggest thing and that's where our co-packing comes in, you know, that we can help out some of these, take our experience that we've learned over the years and help out some of these people to start their business out too.
So can you just, for people that maybe didn't hear the first podcast with you, can you just recap sort of what Smude is and what you do and how you got started?
Ooh, that might take a while. So I guess we started back in 2010 with the oil, or we're making sunflower oil. So the reason we got into it is we went through a drought on the farm, and we were feeding 400 head of cattle, and it was dry for 2 years in a row, almost like this year coming up here. And we spent a lot of money on trucking to bring all the commodities in. So we were looking, what can we make on the farm for a byproduct or for protein to feed the cattle, so we wouldn't have to spend all this money on trucking. So actually, we started out in 2010. The oil was going to be the byproduct, and the meal or the cake that was left for the protein was our main ingredient. So after about 3 months running, the oil dropped out of the sky and it was worth nothing. So we figured out how to go to, and that's where AURI came in to get all the nutritional facts done and make a food grade facility and start selling that bottle of oil for cooking oil. And we knew the benefits of it. It was in our probably a 3-year plan or whatever to come out with something in the future. But right away, it was just selling bulk truckloads of oil. So we started out in Piers. After like 3 months of running, we were on the shelf. So it went pretty quick, actually. And started out with a couple local stores. And from there, we got into Coburn's, like 5 stores. And my mom and both Jenny and I were still working out at the time. And my mom and a good friend of ours went to a farmer's market over in Onamia. And there was no money coming in at all. All we did is bought seed and crushed it, and we had the byproduct and we have the oil, but we didn't sell anything. And so they came back with like $79, and we thought we were loaded. And so then they said, a couple of the customers there said that we should go over to Isle, and there's a lot of people from the cities coming up, and there's a lot more people at that farmers market. So I asked my dad, hey, can I take off a Saturday? And well, I suppose. So mom and I went over there on the following week, and we came back with like $300 on a Saturday morning. And all of a sudden we were doing 3 and 4, and I think we ended up doing like 5 farmers markets that first year, and just trying to get our name out. And St. Cloud Times had a article on us then, and Brainerd Dispatch, and all of a sudden it just started kind of coming together. And that fall we got into Coburn's for most of their stores. Mm-hmm. So we went into distribution with Super Value at the time, and that got us into Lunds and Byerly's and Kowalski's. And so it took about a year and a half probably before we got into that, 40, 50 stores. But it went actually pretty quick, looking back. So now we started with just plain oils. With all the feedback from the markets, people like, why don't you make tomato basil or all the different flavors? So that's where we got most of our ideas from, was Facebook and from all the customers' feedback at the local street markets. So we came up with a bunch of different recipes, and that's kind of where we ended up, I guess.
And what flavors do you have right now?
So we got tomato basil, Mediterranean, Italian, garlic pepper, which other ones? The new hot and fiery, lemon and lime, and then now the new Cajun.
And these, just like, I love them as a cook because it gives me a quick hit of flavor in the beginning of the cooking, and then I can add more spice along the way if I want to. But a lot of times, you're cooking in some sort of an oil, whether it's an olive oil or a vegetable oil. And so I felt like this was awesome because it was all right there and seasoned, what I was cooking.
Yep, exactly. It's been really cool to hear all the feedback over the years of what they use it in and all the recipes. And that's probably the neatest part about the whole thing.
Yeah. And then is the popcorn still going gangbusters?
Yeah, that's been growing. So we found a really good white, it's a platinum white popcorn that we use. So it's a really tender corn, and it pops really well in the microwave bag. So the biggest thing that we're trying to get out there is that the bag has no wax in it. So there's no fluorocarbons in that bag. So it's just a paper bag with 3 ingredients: is our popcorn, oil, our sunflower oil, and salt, a popcorn salt. So that's it.
If you're listening to and you haven't had it, it's just fantastic because it doesn't have all that gross orange lining the bag. It's also not so grossly smelling. Like sometimes that popcorn, the smell is just takes over. And if you're cooking that in an office environment, people are like, gross, who's cooking the microwave popcorn? And I love popcorn and I still like that smell, but it can be really overpowering. The popcorn is just fresh, it's clean, it's not super greasy. It just tastes amazing. In fact, I don't even need salt. I need nothing. It's like a complete product. I love the way that it feels on my hands. Like I am a real popcorn connoisseur and I never ate microwave popcorn because it grossed me out so bad. And this really has been helpful because I can just throw it in the microwave and go without, I was always doing the kernels and making my own paper bag in the microwave, or I have a popcorn bowl. Like for a while there, I was eating popcorn probably 4 nights a week. And it's just so much easier. And everyone that I tell how much I love your microwave popcorn, when they get it, they're like, oh, yeah, I love that. That's so great. So I think for you on that product, it's just totally word of mouth and people just trying it once.
Yeah, exactly. Our biggest problem is to try to keep liquid oil in a paper bag. And we do have some leaky bags always. And if it's, it's one here, one there, but it's a lot better than it was. And we're working on a couple different concepts now to capsulize it, or just, so as soon as it gets heat, it'll open up and then release the oil to keep it in that package better. There's a reason why no one else does it. It's quite a
Yeah.
challenge, but so that's what we're working on right now for both the regular and the low sodium. So,
Well, I'm glad you're
um,
still doing it. So one thing that happened too is you guys learned so much about packaging your product and getting it to market, and you've been working with AURI. You decided to become a co-packer yourself. How did that transpire, and who are you co-packing for currently?
um, biggest thing is that we were just looking for extra hours for our staff to fill in, and being we have all the certifications, why not help out some of these smaller people? And so I think it was through the Department of Ag that it was on their website that they launched it, that it kind of a resource, of different co-packers in Minnesota is how it got started. So I was at a meeting one time and they asked if we wanted to be on there, and said, well, why not? Get some people to call, and we're not looking for huge people, but I think we're better for startups and work with them. Startups are always going to be a little more costly on small runs. It's a lot of people only get 100 or 200 or 500 at a time to start with. So they don't want to invest too much money, but at least
Right.
you can kind of prove their concept and have it food grade so it can go to market, and help them with a UPC to kind of step them through the process, I guess. So we started, I don't know who was first, but the three Linetti sisters, they
Yeah.
have their meatball mix. They've been really growing. We've been doing their product from day one. We have another one with wild rice, Lakota popcorn. We bag up 2-pound bags of popcorn for them. They're out of South Dakota. And then we have a couple hemp companies for hemp oil, Humming Hemp and Field Theory Hemp, that we co-pack quite a few, like tens of thousands of bottles for them also. So it fits right with what we're doing now with our other oil. So, and we from labeling to, all the way through to a finished product. So that Humming Hemp, I believe, pretty much goes nationwide now. So they've been really growing with us. So, yeah. So it's
And
been
that gives you another line of revenue too, I'm assuming.
exactly
When we
all
talked,
these.
like you had just bought all this equipment and people, I don't know why people don't think about this, but you don't. When you're starting a business, equipment is huge part of the cost. Manufacturing your own items, having the control of manufacturing is great, but then you have all the product and you have all the machinery and all the stuff. And it's a way to give you another line item to depreciate and to utilize the stuff that you had to buy for yourself.
Exactly. Yeah, it just helps make the payments. I mean, it's so costly. I mean, $250,000 just it seemed like a lot of money years ago, and it's really not anymore. It's sad to say. It just it takes so much volume to be a player, I guess, and so it helps out us on the bottom line. Just everything a little bit helps, to help pay the electric, help pay whatever. So.
Yeah. And where can people find your products now, Tom, if they want to support you? Obviously, the microwave popcorn I know is at Kowalski's because that's where I buy it all the time.
So there, Lunds and Byerly's has it on the shelf. Cub was our most recent one. Coburn's, all the Coburn stores, Cashwise. Some of the Hy-Vees now are handling it. I think mainly in Minneapolis right now. So we're going to try to go further south with that. One of the target markets for us, I guess, to start expanding.
And your oil is pretty available, but not all the flavors are available at all stores. So do you also sell online?
Yeah, so we have it on smudeoil.com for all the different flavors. And I think that's probably the best place to get it. We ship every day with Speedy or UPS. So it's, pretty much, I think we ship every day now. At first, when we first started, we were so excited just to have Speedy stop. And I think it was about one package a week. And now we have about probably 30 to 40 packages a day that go out. So it's pretty crazy how it keeps on expanding.
Yeah, well, it's delicious. The oils are delicious. The popcorn's delicious. I'm a big fan of yours, and I just really appreciate how far your family's come in your business. I know it hasn't been easy, and there's been a lot of sacrifices. How many employees are you up to now?
Right around 20 or 22, I think. Somewhere
Yeah,
with everybody.
crazy.
No, it wasn't that long ago. We hired our first person, it seems like, and all of a sudden it's 20. It's like, holy buckets.
Yeah, and as we're looking
Also,
at a drought this year again, I bet you're feeling pretty thankful.
yeah, we need some rain. It's been very dry we're okay for a little bit if we can get some in the next 10 days or so, but we're going to definitely need some for the cattle and for the pastures, and
Yeah.
the hay was about 2/3 of what it should be, and we won't get a second crop if it doesn't rain here shortly. So
Yeah. So let's pray for rain for all of our farmers. Thanks for checking in with us, Tom. We loved checking in. And Jenny, thanks for being there too. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.